All right, so in this video, we are going to look at version history and talk a little bit about why you would want to use it in your classroom. So to access all of our revisions and the different versions of our documents, we're going to click here where it says all changes saved in Drive. Sometimes you'll see this switching to saving. It literally means what it means, saving. And if you've opened up a document and there's been changes since the last time you opened the document, it will actually say new changes and you can click there to see them. So I'm going to go ahead and click there right now. And it's going to open up this sidebar here. This is our revision history. If I start clicking on some of the different dates here, you'll see the different versions of the document. I can click on this little guy right here to expand. So I'll even get down to some of the small edits that were made on the document. But what this video is really about is not revision history. It's about naming your versions. So let's start by naming this first version. We're going to go to the three dots, click on them, and then we have an option for name this version. I'm going to look at this through an ELA lens. So I'm going to call this my first draft. This is like back in the day when we wrote that first draft on a piece of paper before we handed it to our teacher. After I type first draft, I hit enter. All right, cool. So now let's say I sat down with my teacher and we made some edits together. Okay, so now it says this is my first draft. I wrote that there with my teacher. So I'm going to click on the three dots, click on name this version, and I can call this teacher feedback and hit enter. Now let's say that I took my essay and I went over to Appear and they gave me some more information to use. I can click on the three dots, name this version, here, feedback. And you can continue this process for whatever you want. You do not have to do it with all of your versions. I would only do it with some, especially if you get a document that you've been working on for a while. There'd be a lot of different lists here. But the reason why you would want to do this, as I mentioned earlier, is back in the day, we would write our work on our paper or we'd do something on our paper. And then our teacher would come and use that fun red pen that we all loved and give us some feedback on it. And instead of trying to erase their feedback and write over it, we would just start with a blank piece of paper. Well, one of the great things about Google Docs is that it saves, so you're never losing any of your progress. The bad part about it is because it's constantly saving, it's really hard to see your progress from your first draft through the feedback process to your final copy of something. So the idea behind naming your versions here is that you can quickly be able to go back and say, okay, this is where I started. This is what my teacher gave me feedback on, and this is what my peer gave me feedback on. Especially if you start to use documents over multiple days and kids are working on them at all random times, it's going to be very hard to remember your time steps. So that's where you click your three dots, click name this version, and you go ahead and title it. So a really useful tool for helping kids be able to track their progress over time. If you have any questions or need some help, send me a Slack message. Thank you.